Hello again! Welcome back to DC Deep Dive. Today we'll be comparing and contrasting two of the Bat-Clan's biggest anti-heroes, Jason Todd and Helena Bertinelli. Jason Todd was the second Robin who returned as the villainous Red Hood, being guided into an anti-hero and nominal Bat-Clan member again over the course of several years. Helena Bertinelli was the daughter of a powerful mob scion whose family was killed. She used their money to come back and get revenge on those responsible and crime in general, and steadily being integrated into the Bat-Clan, with some bumps in the road. Hilariously enough, both have had roles as teachers, Helena with civilian kids and Jason with a gaggle of superpowered misfits, and Helena is also officially a Catholic, while Jason became a Catholic priest in Elseworlds. These and other similarities, like a willingness to murder, has led to some interesting takes, but the one I find vexing is this: if you like Fanon Jason, you will love Canon Helena.
Is this some kind of twisted joke?
This is not really an idea I care for, and I say this as someone who genuinely likes both characters a great deal. Stephanie Brown also sometimes gets dragged into this conflict, and she's my favourite DC character, and I still think it's badly thought out. Now, do I think Fanon has messed with people's perception of the Bat-Clan? Sure, that's fandom, it's turtles all the way down. But this particular take doesn't work well for me because it basically plucks both characters from a key point in their history and neglects everything else about them. Namely, it focuses solely on under the Red Hood era Jason and post-Edgelord Helena, which is a rather unfair comparison because, to put it bluntly, both of them were either introduced or reintroduced as self-serving mass murderers with huge chips on their shoulders. Both of them used blood money to fund their personal quest for vengeance, and both of them killed people, personally, cruelly, and in large numbers. They're also both used on a meta level in that whole war on drugs thing as well, so they're both sharing a trait there as well. Now, as Jason was a supervillain, his body count was probably higher, but like Helena, once DC decided, oh, this character is popular enough, both of them just sort of got phased out of the murder for life ideology and got sort of folded into the clan. You know, depending on the writer, day of the week, and position of the stars. Moving on, a lot of the similarities dismissed as fanon actually do have roots in canon. You know, beyond the murder and the blood money. For instance, both have at times shown to be very sympathetic to kids, like Jason with that Blue Hood storyline, or Helena protecting a vengeful child trying to bomb gangs from Batman. Both have had dramatic confrontations and revenge murders of people who hurt them when they were children, in Jason's case several because Joker refuses to stay dead, but still. They've also both directly attacked or otherwise betrayed the Bat-Clan due to ideological differences. Jason with his whole I am a supervillain era, be it taking over Gotham or impersonating Dick and then becoming a tentacle monster for a while. That was a weird comic. Or there was Helena allying with the murderous cops in No Man's Land and aiding in an assault on Oracle and Nightwing. There was also that time Jason suggested allying with killer cops to Tim, gross, and a time when Helena teamed up with a killer cop, also gross. I could go on, but after this point it mostly just becomes listing minutiae, and I feel my point's been made. Both characters do indeed have a fair amount of similarities. Both were kids brutalized by crime who lost everything to one extent or another and then came back violent and angry. They adopted immoral means for their personal crusades that cost lives, harmed members of the Bat-Clan they either had or still claimed to care about. And, as previously noted, both got shuffled into being more or less generalized, less murderous anti-heroes once DC felt like it. Whether you support that decision is up to you. Personally, I'm still ambivalent about Jason coming back as Red Hood, so I sure as heck can't comment on what might be an ideal way to manage both characters. And ultimately, this video is more about the idea of if you like Fanon X, you will love Canon Y, which I maintain misses the point of why people, you know, like characters. For instance, if you're someone who likes to envision Bruce as a good adoptive father, then sure, you might prefer Oliver Queen, but he's also got a totally different backstory, different setting, and a different personality and vibe. He may just not be what you're looking for. Thus, you might instead look back to the 80s Bruce and the occasional modern comics for your fix on that front. The same is true for Jason and Helena fans respectively. Both may want some broadly similar things, but the specific intricacies, the details, actually do matter quite a bit. An additional point highlighted by my volunteer editor, but a humble goon, is that to them and many others, Jason's relationship with Bruce is one of the most interesting aspects of his character, and Helena doesn't have that. Likewise, they noted that much of Helena's best stuff was from her time with the Birds of Prey, in which she'd given up murder, and is also something that Jason completely lacks. You have to ignore so much of what makes both characters to even try and claim they're interchangeable, and it just doesn't work. Oh, and some trying to make moral claims about which character to enjoy, which feels weird because this is fiction. I feel I shouldn't need to say more than that. And that's all. If you would like to support my work, please check out my Patreon linked below, or check out my Ko-fi to commission 3D models. Thanks for stopping by.